So it finally dawned on me that asking you for help is kind of pointless because you already tried. This is the thing. It's not just our emotions they can manipulate. They can hijack your body, guys. They can walk in your fucking bones if you are not aware of them and perhaps under the protection of Christ. But I believe David and Tyler have tried, and I think I was rude to them. I was in my 20s at the time. I was living over in that mobile that fell apart on me. Um, I remember people showed up and asked if I was okay and everything. And so, oh, what are you on about lizard people for? And I was like, what? I've heard of David Icke, but I've never really talked about it. Like I was in my early 20s, I think, or maybe mid 20s. I had been drugged with spice. I had been hit in the head with a baseball bat, and I had been literally ran out of my job. Just constant harassment at the time. But I was still lost in the fog. So if you had to talk to me about my own life and memories, and I wouldn't have been able to. I'd have gone into shock or whatever. I wouldn't have been able, or I'd have lashed out because again, it's very easy for them to manipulate you and get you to. Guys, they can speak through you if you're not careful. They can pull strings like we're puppets. That's what they laugh about, that we have no firewall like computers, I suppose. But yeah, so the point is that there's no point. Like, you could show up to my house, but you won't meet 30-year-old Jay Fardy. You won't meet me. You'll meet 25-year-old Jay who's drunk and just had a seizure and he's screaming at the walls with arguments that he's had, but he can't. Like, everything was just so. They fucking scrambled my head after I left that factory job, which I have to talk about that shit too. But I felt like this message I should record first. This is why I haven't been uploading, because I like there's no. You could ask me, hey Jay, I'm in trouble and I live only up the road there, 10 minutes, and I could, with the best of intentions, I could drive up to your house and it wouldn't be you I'm talking. Sorry, it would be you I'm speaking to, but you'd be younger. You wouldn't know what I was talking about. You wouldn't know who the hell I was. And on top of that, you'd probably lash out at me. Because if you were unaware of our situation, it's easy for them to influence you and subsequently drive a wedge between us. So I do think I owe a list of people apologies. I can't imagine for what. Because if you showed up when I was in that mobile, half brain damaged, well, not brain, but you know what I mean. Like, I was, I had an untreated concussion. I had had seizures. I had been drugged. They were really trying to fucking stop me at the time. I can't remember why. I was in very good shape, but I'm not any. Well, no, I'm not anymore at all, actually. But I'm trying to get back to it. But yeah, I can't remember why they were so. Maybe it was because I was becoming independent. But I was literally attacked every fucking where I went. Everywhere I went. So I do remember, I think Tyler talked to me once we were outside Wexford General Hospital. I'm pretty sure David pulled up there before. And I think it was very, very rude. I think it was rude to all of them, to be honest. But I know I was very rude to Terry. Because I'm pretty sure I spoke to him before and I didn't understand what he was saying. But if they see this, sorry guys. I'd love a reminder. But anyway, in the meantime, this is why I'm going to record more videos today, and just upload some more, and go into more further detail about my experiences and what I know to be true. But yeah, that's the thing about this, is you could very well pull up to St. Leonard's, but you'll be talking to a younger me who has no idea what you're talking about. I could be a bit of a dick. Like, that guy was very different than me, to be honest with you. Because yeah, I remember people talking to me about reptilians, and I was like, what? I've like YouTubed David Icke twice in my life. What the fuck? I don't go around talking about that. And then somebody mentioning that, oh, your father died of ALS. I was like, what? No, my father's alive and well. He's healthy as could be. This is at the time, like, I was walking home from a pub, I think. Walking home from a pub in Wexford. Well, not walking home, but I was walking back to a friend's house or something to get to my car. I can't even remember what we were doing. But, um, yeah, like, we're coming home from somewhere anyway. But, yeah, I was talking to a guy, and he mentioned my father dying, and I said it in a video. And I was like, hang on, he must mean radio, even though hadn't worked in radio in a couple of years. I was like, no, I can't. Did I make a bit about that? And when I was on radio or something, did I make a joke and somebody misconstrued it? Pardon my fucking mush mouth. Um, but yeah, I remember at least two or three people asking me about that. And while my father was alive and he was healthy, he just had a sore back at the time. But yeah, that's why I'm recording this one. Is I was asking people to pull up. I was putting my address up there. I might even remove that video, but it's just like there's no point. They can manipulate time. They're Chronos worshippers. They're Chronos guys. Time and wealth. That's what he's in charge of, which means we're quite fucked. Because I don't know how we reach each other then. If they can, you know, if they can not only manipulate us emotionally if you're not aware or if you're unguarded or whatever, but also that they can manipulate time. So, you know, there's no telling really how I haven't figured out how to fully get around them. I know that affirmations help and Christ helps. I'm going to tell a story.